Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Boku no Hero Academia chapter 143, I think. Yeah. I like this. I can make this very short because again, I think there was just a lot of build up to the last page and then some action and just that's some banter, but hero villain trash talking. um, but I want to talk about. Let's start with Fat Gum and then take Kirishima for last because interesting thing. Lastly, I guess. Fat Gum. I liked how because he's obviously a hero, so and he's been in the field for a long time, and he even said in this chapter that even though he's basically known for his defense at the moment, he used to be like the kind of punching attack kind of dude. And it was very clear from the beginning that he was like, okay, even though the situation seems hopeless, I definitely do have a plan, and even though that plan is super risky, my top priority is to protect Kirishima. Kinda. I don't think he ever said that, but it was definitely implied that his top priority was saving the person he literally is responsible for because he is his intern. So he has a plan to basically take all these punches and then release the impact of that later because that's the thing he can do. But I really like that because it was definitely like from the beginning when he started taking the punches, that was very obvious the thing, very obviously the thing he was gonna do because we've seen that in various different manga before, and just it's a very common thing, I guess, to like absorb the punches and then release them. But I liked it. I liked it was kind of like I had the very uh, a very choji moment. I don't really like strong parallels between Naruto and Boku no Hero Academia because a lot of people did that when the series first started, and a lot of people, including myself, don't really like making that parallels because they're very different in style and how they do characterization and story. But I really got that choji moment from when Choji had his first proper fight in the Sasuke retrieval arc, which again just that arc was the best. And that just made me very nostalgic because that was. It's been like almost 10 years since I first saw that in the anime. A long, long time ago. But yeah, I really liked, and I like in the end, and this was honestly my first thought. He looked so much like the love child between Kachan and Ochako, which is really weird. I know a lot of people ship that as well, which honestly, while I do understand, I really don't ship it. I really, really don't ship it. But he looks so much like, because with the mask and just like his kind of face and his hair color, even though we can't really see his hair color, he looked a lot like Kachama, but he had like the soft features of Ochako. Ochako? Ochako. Uraraka. Let's stick with Uraraka because I'm better at pronouncing that for some reason. He looked so much like their love child or whatever. So that was a little weird, but he looked very good. Very different from his like big form, but obviously because he burned through all that fat. So I'm interested in seeing like what will happen when he actually releases all the impact, because obviously his opponent was very very strong. Um, but yeah, let's go to Kirishima because Kirishima was in like. Whoa, he was just so lost in this chapter until the last 3 or 4 pages. Because he was like, obviously, he went into his like super hardening mode, and then he was instantly just taken out and it was broken down, and he was just like, what can I even do against these people? And I really like, because when he had his internal dialogue, he looked like just completely out of it. But when you got the outside perspective of him, when the shield guy from the other team, whose name I'm just never gonna remember, he looked even more lost. Like he looked so defeated because you got when he had an internal monologue, you just had his face looking so lost, but when you got the outside perspective of him, it was like his whole body language just screamed defeat. And I thought that was so heartbreaking because Kirishima is really a strong character, like both mentally and physically. And yes, he has struggled through the entire arc, or like kind of, with not really being strong enough. And then he got the confidence when he got his new move, and he's on this big mission and stuff like that. And then it was all kind of taken away from him because he was defeated in in an instant, basically. But then obviously he comes back and he's like, okay, if my hardening breaks, I'll just harden up again and just keep doing it. And even though he's again on the ground by the end of the chapter, he kind of fulfilled his purpose by giving Fat Gum like that. I don't know if he needed like 5 seconds, but he apparently needed 5 seconds because now he's ready to go in. And I just really like that because even though Kirishima is kinda hopeless, like he's not really worth much, let's be real. If it was a proper pro hero, or just someone who was more attack oriented, like it was Tokoyami, Todoroki, Bakugo, Deku, someone like that, they would probably be a little bit more of help because they have more attack oriented quirks. But this is gonna be really great for Kirishima because he can't always be the shield. If he goes on a solo mission or on a mission with someone who's also defense oriented, he needs to be able to pull through and to deal with that. And of course, it's very unfortunate because he is still very young and still very new at all this. It's very unfortunate he got an opponent who was so strong in their offense. But it's kind of the same as when he faced Kachan in the, not the autumn elections, that's the wrong manga, the summer sports festival. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But yeah, because he was basically taken out on because Kachan was quick to assess that, okay, if we make this a match of endurance, I'll win because there's really only so much you can take. There are only so many punches you can take before you break, and I'll win. So I want to see what Kirishima's answer to that is going to be, because of course he can't just harden every time and just protect his body. He needs to find a way to attack. And I want to see what his solution to that is. I said that already, but because again, I want to see what the limits of his quirk is. Like, can he just harden his body? Like, will he be able to like do something? I want to know what he will be able to do, and obviously it won't happen in this arc. It'll be something he'll think about for later when the arc is resolved, and he'll be like, okay, what should I train? What is my goal for now? But I'm really interested in seeing that. So I like this chapter because it was a good chapter of struggle and just feeling hopeless, and then coming through for like 3 seconds and saying like, okay, maybe I can't do much, but I'll do what I can. And that's really that's the best any one of us can do. Like, maybe I'm not really super useful in this situation, but I'll do what I can do instead of just giving up from the beginning. So yeah, life advice with Kirishima. But yeah, I think that's what I have to say about this chapter. So you can leave a thumbs up if you liked anything that I had to say. Leave in the comments below what you thought of the chapter, and you can subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, bye.